What is up? I am N.Divine. Today we're going to be looking at the Fatality Limited Edition by QP Designs. Another thing borrowed to me from Bobby. Yeah, I'm going to try to keep this video pretty short, sweet, and just, it's worth looking at. It's pretty cool. There's some things about it I really like, some things about it I don't like so much. So let's just get to it. The Fatality. Alright, the Fatality Limited Edition RTA by QP Design. This thing retails for about $100. You can get it over on the Vape Warehouse, and it is limited edition. They only made one run of this, so I guess this would be considered a high-end. So, Fatality, it says on the box. You get a bunch of stuff with this. It's a 28mm diameter. Alright, and we're going to go through most of this. It does come with 5 different tanks. All right, so yeah, let's just get to it. So this is a nice box. I like it quite a bit. So in here you get your tank. You get 2 of these like Ultim colored plastic tanks, so these won't break on you. I like this a lot. Then you get 2 other tanks, 1 bubble, 1 regular, 6, 2, 2, 4, 4. So it already comes with the 4 on there. I'll show you all about that. And then you get your extra O-ring, screwdriver, and extra flathead screws with this. So we're just going to basically take a look at the tank. I'll show you how to change the tank out to the smaller one because this is the taller one. 2 of these are tall tanks. This one is tall, this one is tall, and then these 3 are short. There's an adapter in there to put the tall ones on. Alright, so this is not the drip tip that comes with it. This is the drip tip that Bobby had it on there. This is a Trinity glass drip tip, but the original looks a lot like this. It's just all glass, I believe. Alright, so this Fatality tank has 4 airflow holes, 2 on each side. They are adjustable, and each of these, they turn all the way around. Alright, they turn, it's very smooth, but they don't click or anything, but they turn all the way around. And the top one does one section of the airflow on the inside, and the bottom one does the other. Alright, so I got this glass on here, and to fill this up, you just quarter turn it counterclockwise. You pop it, quarter turn, there you go, and you could fill it up like that. Alright, it's got an O-ring there, and it's just kind of, everything's pretty much quarter turn to take this off. It says QP Design, once again 28mm. He's got number 668, so close to the devil's number. Fatality QP. It does have a protruding pin, which you may want to put this on a hybrid, I guess if you had a 28mm hybrid or whatever. Alright, now, to take the tank off, now, this is always tricky. Now, what's cool about this is you could have a filled tank and pop this off and change your coils without emptying the juice. Now, I do feel like this is a lot easier to do when it is on a mod or something. Alright, because there's a lot of turning parts on this, and this is one of the downfalls of this thing, is it's hard to get it off easily. Alright, and I even oiled up the O-rings. Alright, so there is also a juice flow control here, but like right now I just can't get this off. It is difficult. It's just hard to grab just this ring and not these, and since these keep spinning, it's just so hard. I really think that this thing would be a lot better if these locked, like right there. If they locked when it was closed, just right there, when nothing's open, this thing would improve it so much. Right now, it's extremely difficult, all right? So, to take this apart, you would do this. All right, so you could do this, and that comes apart, the glass comes off, that comes off. This little thing either stays on, but if you want to change to one of them short tanks, you pop this guy off, and you could put the short tank on now, and now this thing will reach it. All right, this is just an adapter for the taller bits. All right, now, to get this off, this is the difficult part about it. I gotta get this on a mod right now. Give me 1 second. I got it on a mod. Now that it's on the mod, you could see that when this turns, it controls the juice flow, which is very important. I used to think juice flows were stupid until I used this thing. All right, now, when you close it all the way down, it'll start to kind of pop up, but it won't pop out unless you want it to. And that's how the cap comes off. So now, let's get this glass back on so I could show you. So now, I'm going to pick the shorter Ultim. I'm going to get the shorter one on there. I'm going to leave this piece off, and I'm going to turn this guy on like that. And now you could see the juice flow opening and closing. Now that it's on a mod, it's easier to do because I don't have to grab these. Grabbing these makes it very difficult, so it kind of has to be on a mod to do this. So what I want to do is, if I want to pop this off, I want to turn it all the way. Juice flow is all the way closed. You keep turning, and once it gets to the end, you can just pop it off like that. So if you do it upside down, you could save your juice and you could change your coils. Alright, here is the build deck. Alright, so what it takes is flathead screws. They are super smooth, and this is a pretty big deck. I mean, you could fit some big coils in there. I've already put some big coils in there, and you see that's one of the airflows is this, all right? And somebody asked me, is there something that goes in there? There is nothing that goes in there. It stays wide open like that. The other airflow is these side ones, all right? So one airflow controls the middle, one controls the sides. You could fit some big coils in there, and that's what we're going to do. The thing with this tank is it's huge. It fits big coils, and it vapes them big coils pretty nicely, which most RTAs do not do. So I got all the screws open. This is where the wick goes, and this is where the juice comes in. Wick goes down. I'm going to show you all this. Let's build it up. Today for coils, I'm going to use Manics Custom Coils. You could contact him at maniccoiler@gmail.com, or you could go to his website, www.manicscustomcoils.com. I'm going to show you some of his coils, and that's what we're going to put into here. Right, so he sent me 3 sets of coils. They're labeled up underneath: Stagger Fuse Clapton, Fralian, and Aliens, and it has the ohms of per coil on the label. They all have the specs inside the cap. These are all N80. These are 326/36 Aliens. I'm sorry, the 36 is stainless steel. These are the Fralians, which I'm going to be using these big boys in this thing. These are 6-wrap N80 Fralians with some stainless steel 36 gauge wrap, and then some Stagger Fuse Claptons. Alright, so these things fit inside of the RDA. I'm going to take a wrap out because they are a little too big for the RDA. Alright, but I do want to vape these Fralians in here, and plus they're going to be big with just 5-wrap. So what I'm going to do, unwrapping staples is usually pretty rough. So what I do is I take these nylon pliers, you could take any kind of pliers really, and I take the straight wrap, and just little by little I pinch and unwrap. And I don't know if this is ever a tip I've ever gave to people, but I'm giving to it you now. We could cut these leads pretty much flush with the coil master. And now they're 5-wrap. like to get them in the middle there. And let's glow these up. Alright, they glowed up nicely. Got some colors out of them too. Now, let's wick it up. Alright, once again, you want this cotton to touch just the bottom of the juice well here. So I'm just going to look at it and see what needs to happen. And it looks like I'm a little long on both sides, more one side than the other. So I'm going to trim it off. The cotton that I'm using, you need very little cotton to do what you have to do. And we're going to get them tucked in there. And since we have that juice flow, we should be fine. Alright, let's juice it up. Today I'm going to be using some Sticky Icky from Ohmsick e-liquid. I've never had this thing leak. Alright, so the QP Design Fatality. I just got to fill this up. My battery ran out as I was filling up. Alright, so once again, Sticky Icky Ohmsick e-liquid. Alright, and we're going to fill this guy up. Now my juice flow is all the way open right now, but I do want to fill this up all the way. Now it's only going to be a 2 mil, this tank that I have on here. And I'm going to close it up. And now I could move my juice flow. I like it about there for how I wicked it. It's like a little less than halfway. If you open it too much, you're gonna get spit back and stuff. Now, let me take a couple toots off this without any wattage. Now, I vaped this for quite a bit. The coils are at 0.1 ohms after all the pulsing, which is right on par with what they said on the label. Alright, I'm going to bump this guy up to about 90 watts. I like the airflow about both half open. You can mess with this. Now, let's give it a vape. It's very cloudy. Very cloudy. I could bump up the wattage so much. 104. This thing's ridiculous. So what this basically is a full-size RDA, and they put a tank over it. That's really what it is. It's a full-size RDA. Vapes just like a full-size like Goon, but it has bottom airflow. The flavor is really good, really cloudy, really open. It really holds up to these big coils in here. My only gripe with this is there's too many spinning parts. This is another one. I was live trying to get this apart for so long. It's got to be on a mod for me to take it off. But what's cool about it is, now look, the juice is in there. All right, I have the juice in there. Let me let it go to the bottom. I got a bunch of juice in there, and let's say I got to change my coils or my wick isn't good or something. I pop it out, I could change my coils, and no juice leaks. That's something really cool, all right? And then you just pop it back on, and when it's on a mod, it's not hard. It's not hard to do, all right? The airflows are very smooth and everything, but there's just too many turning parts. It is almost impossible to get this thing apart when it's not on a mod. And if it's been sitting there a while with juice in it, forget about it. It's really hard to get off. But it vapes really good, and not many tanks could do these big coils. When I have an RTA, I gotta put like small fuse Claptons in there, like 26 gauge fuse Claptons at the best. Aliens, sure, I could do aliens, but staple builds and stuff, no way. No way. You could probably do a cloud comp with this thing. It's bottom airflow, so the flavor's ridiculous. I do really like this thing. It's a bit expensive though too, isn't it? It really is. I don't know where this is made. I don't know if it is made in America. Designed in Canada. Hey, that's pretty cool. I mean, America's better, but... The flavor's ridiculous too right now. Man, these coils are vaping really good. Once again, Manic Custom Coils. Check them out on Instagram too. Thank you for sending me these coils. If you're a coil builder that sells coils, send them my way. Get in contact with me. I'm trying to put them in every video, you know, other people's coils if they sell coils. If you don't sell coils, leave room for the people that sell coils. Alright? Aliens game? If I was an alien sent down to Grim Green's house to steal his vape gear, do I steal this? I like the extra tanks. That's another big thing about this. I love the extra tanks. I break glass all the time, but when I put this Ultim on there, it's not going to break, right? And if anything happens, I got extras. 5 different tanks. That's awesome. Do I steal this from Grim Greens? If I stole a tank, it'd probably be this one. It's also big, though. It doesn't, like, fit on stuff, right? It just doesn't really... I guess that looks okay. But maybe a little bit of a bigger box. Maybe a 3 battery box. It'd be... I might grab this off of Grim Green's desk if I'm an alien. After that hit, I'm definitely grabbing it off of Grim Green's desk. Everybody, thank you for watching. Hit like, subscribe, comment. I'm out of here. I'm enjoying this vape right now, though. Thanks for watching. Peace.